Milking Shorthorn exhibitors, we're ready to start your show in the East End. Red and white Holsteins, bring them on in the dockside. Shorthorn exhibitors can be bringing your winter calves to the ring side.
In your Milking Shorthorn March calf class, we've got 4 exceptional calves here, but for me today, the calf that's going to win the class, she does so with that extra length of frame. It shows me a little more mass to that midsection than the stylish calf coming out in second. The second place calf over the third place calf. The second place calf uses that advantage in motor and width. She's just a little more calf all the way through than your short age calf coming out in third. Your third place calf over your fourth place calf. For me, the third place calf just has a more desirable slope from hooks to pins. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Milking Shorthorn winter calves to the ring. Winter calves. As our Milking Shorthorn winter calves are entering the ring, the results of the spring heifer calf class first went to entry 687. Brand new lottery magic, sired by Innisfail Mega Lottery, exhibited by Katie Schultz, Jeffrey McKissick, and Shocking Genetics of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Second to entry 689, Hardcore Lottery Raffle, exhibited by Katie Schultz, Jeffrey McKissick, and Shocking Genetics, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Third to entry 686, Quietness Mr. Chrome Candy, exhibited by Christopher Dixon of Quietness Farm in Whitehall, Maryland. Fourth to entry 688, Daysland Acres Love Bug, exhibited by Katie Stevens of Daysland Acres in Frederick, Maryland. Winter heifer calves now in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the Milking Shorthorn Show. We're happy to have Mr. Kevin Doberreiner from West Salem, Ohio, formerly of Crawford County in Pennsylvania, to judge our show. Kevin has officiated at many other local, state, and served as associate judge at many national shows. Also has fitted and exhibited many All-Americans of several different breeds and all Canadian nominations as well. Kevin is presently involved with Queens Manor Farm in West Salem, Ohio, where they produce 1,000 acres of corn, soybeans, and hay, and owns K&L Seed Solutions. We're very happy to have Mr. Kevin Doberreiner place our Milking Shorthorns this afternoon.
Well, we've got another great group of calves here, but in your Milking Shorthorn December calf class, I do feel we have a handy winner in the class, a heifer that you admire, that hardness over top, a heifer that travels on great set of feet and legs, and a heifer that you admire that rear width, the width of her rear flank, and that she carries that width right down through her heart. I give her the advantage in the overall width and the stylish calf coming out in second. Again, a heifer that you admire the way she tracks in those hind legs. And a heifer for me that gets herself over the third place heifer on that slope from hooks to pins. Your third place heifer over your fourth place heifer. Your third place heifer is just a little more heifer all the way through. She's longer from end to end. Shows me a little more squareness in the way she travels on those hind legs and a little more width at the base of her chest. Let's give these calves a round of applause.
As our full Milking Shorthorn heifers enter the ring, results of the winter heifer calf class that just left the ring. Entry number 692 is first, Walnut Ridge LS Trekker, sired by Circle BA Lucky Strike, exhibited by Pam and Caitlin Moser of Woodsboro, Maryland. Highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Second to entry 691, Quietness Spider-Man Finch, exhibited by Trevor Lancaster and Chris Dixon of Street, Maryland. Third to entry number 695, Quietness Franklin Bo Peep, exhibited by Lindsay Smith of Hollandview Holsteins in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Fourth to entry number 688, Davis Acres Lovebug, fourth was entry 693, Quietness Franklin Fritzy, exhibited by Wyatt Snyder of Hampstead, Maryland.
Over here in your red and white ring, it's a pleasure to be here to judge your red and white cattle today. With that being said, I think we have a handy winner. As this heifer leads out, she just overwhelms the class with her massiveness through her midsection, her fullness through her top of her rib, and I also prefer the way she tracks on her front legs over this extremely tall, stylish heifer here coming out second. Second over third, she just types in the most logically for me today. Heifer in third, you got to admire the heifer for her balance and her openness through her midsection, and it uses that cleanliness and dariness to go over the heifer in fourth. Fourth over the heifer in fifth, just a lot more high style when viewed from the side, taking nothing away from this heifer here, fifth. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fisher. We're now ready for red and white winter calves. Results of the spring heifer calf class that just left the ring. The first place heifer, the recipient of the special award, presented by Chris and Jen Hill of Maryland Hillbrook Sales and Service, to entry number 4504, Mrs. Awesome Karma, sired by Lucky Awesome, exhibited by Lammerview Farm of Walkersville, Maryland. Second and highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor is entry 744, Pheasant Echoes WD. She's sired by Warrior, exhibited by J.C. and Atlee Miller of Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland. Third to entry 742, Mrs. Oakland View DRL May, exhibited by Emma Hutchins of Oakland View Farms in Ridgely, Maryland. Fourth to entry 746, Gara Maryland WVG Big Time, exhibited by Matt and Michael Yeager of Bulldog Holsteins in Frederick, Maryland. Fifth to entry 741, Derwin Air Tierra, exhibited by Michaela and Dusty Durr of Derwin Farm in New Windsor, Maryland. 6th to entry 740, Buffalo Creek War Amaretto, exhibited by Kobe Kivett of Staley, North Carolina. 7th to entry 747, KC Blue Star War Mini, exhibited by Kevin Ford of Whitehall, Maryland. 8th to entry 745, Lenmo Bam Chinchilla, exhibited by Caitlin Moser of Woodbine, Maryland. There were 8 red and white spring heifer calves.
In your Milking Shorthorn class, September calf class, we've got 3 great heifers here, but for me 2 that rise to the top of the class pretty handily. That being said, the calf I'm going to win the class with, you grant her the advantage in the pointness and sharpness over the point of her shoulder. She's just a little crisper, a little straighter over the top for me, but taking nothing away from this calf coming out in second. The calf coming out in second, she uses that femininity she possesses up through her head and neck to get over the square cut maid coming out, calf coming out in third.
Milking Shorthorn exhibitors were ready for summer yearlings. Results of the fall heifer calf class. Entry 701 was first. Quietness Ike Strike Norfolk. She's sired by Lucky Strike, exhibited by Christopher Dixon of Quietness Farm in Whitehall, Maryland. Second was entry number 697, Quietness Justice Calypso, exhibited by Carolyn Lawrence of Toll J. Sow Farm in Nottingham, Pennsylvania. Third to entry 698, Quietness R. Money Blair, exhibited by Wyatt Snyder of Hampstead, Maryland. Entry number 702 in your program is moved up to Class 4.
In your Milking Shorthorn summer yearling class, again, we got 3 exceptional heifers, but a heifer that, for me, knocks it out of the park. A heifer that you admire that length to the frame, a heifer that I would call as near perfect legged as you're going to find. A heifer that she uses that extra strength balance, length of frame to get over the heifer in second. The heifer in second over the heifer in third. The heifer in second shows me more mass to that midsection. She's got a little more wallop, and she handles particularly better for me on those hind legs to get over this stylish calf coming out in third.
Milking Shorthorns, we're ready for your spring yearlings. Milking Shorthorn spring yearlings. Red and white herds people, you can be getting your fall calves brought to the ringside. Results of the Milking Shorthorn summer yearling class that just left the ring. Entry 897 was first. Core Star MM Rasta. She's sired by BDF Marcia's Money. Exhibited by Glamour View Farm of Walkersville, Maryland. Second was entry 702, brought up from class 3. Daysland Acres Lucky Dahlia. Highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class, exhibited by Katie Stevens, Daysland Acres in Frederick, Maryland. Third was entry 4530, SS Pretty Little Poison, exhibited by Sage Grossnickel of Union Bridge, Maryland.
In your Milking Shorthorn spring yearling class, we've got an exceptional heifer to win the class here. A heifer that's a great combination of style and balance. A heifer that's got a lot of strength up the front end and an extremely feminine head and neck. Let's give this young lady a round of applause.
Milking Shorthorn winter yearlings. Milking Shorthorn winter yearlings. Ladies and gentlemen, the red and white ringside. I'd like to present to you Mr. Madison Fisher from Frostburg, Maryland, where he is manager for Gladheart Farms. And many of you probably know him as a part-time cattle fitter, as he is had been under his charge many All-America nominations for various breeds. He operates at home with his father under the prefix of Big Guns, where they've bred and sold over 25 All-America nominations and has bred and sold many winners at World Dairy Expo, the North American, and the All-American Dairy Show. He also is quite active as a manager of large tie-in groups at the various shows throughout the United States, representing several different breeders and owners that entrust those animals into his care. Madison Fisher.
Over here in your red and white December calf class, there's 3 or 4 heifers here that sort themselves to the top for me, but just given the advantage, I think we have a handy winner as this heifer leads out. She's got a beautiful side profile. She's got that long, lean head and neck, and that squareness back to her rump structure, and it's that depth and openness of both her fore and rear rib to go, and the way she tracks on her rear legs, a little less set over the heifer in second. Second over third, 2 similar made heifers. Heifer in second's not a big heifer. Just prefer, I know it's getting hot, but just the way she holds her loin when she's on the move than this big, wide white heifer that'll be third. Third over fourth, it is that length frame, length of up through that head and neck, and the way she tracks on her rear legs to go over a really balanced calf coming out in fourth. Fourth over fifth, it is that length of frame and that depth and openness of both her fore and rear rib to go over another well-made, similar-made heifer here in fifth. Congratulations.
Just a single entry here, but a heifer that has an exquisite set of feet and legs, a heifer that travels around the ring quite flawlessly, a heifer you admire for that openness and width of chest, and a beautiful head and neck to go along with it.
Milking Shorthorn fall yearlings to the ring. Upon the conclusion of this class, there's only a small group. We will select our junior and reserve junior champion Milking Shorthorns. So be bringing your first and second place individual class winners to the ringside. Results of the red and white Holstein winter heifer calf class that left the ring. First was entry 748, Pheasant Echoes T. Tiller, sired by Golden Oaks Tango, exhibited by Rayleigh Stamball of Pheasant Echo Farms in Westminster, Maryland, and the recipient of the special award presented to the winning winter calf by Brad and Sheila Garst. Also, highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Second is entry 756, Miss Rompin Kelly, exhibited by Kelly Barbie, Mike Heath, Demetha Home Genetics, and Peace and Plenty of Union Bridge, Maryland. Third to entry 755, Mardell View Asia Red, exhibited by Brian Smith of Sudlersville, Maryland. Fourth to entry 753, Arb Flow Springs Macquarie, exhibited by Corey Black of Arballs Flowing Springs in Union Bridge, Maryland. Fifth to entry 751, Derwin Alt Moment, exhibited by Gary and Dusty Durr of Derwin Farm, New Windsor, Maryland. Sixth to entry 749, North Effect Pendleton, exhibited by Caitlin Moser and Alex Lenhart of Woodsboro, Maryland. Seventh to entry 752, Oakland View Synergy, exhibited by Oakland View Farms of Ridgely, Maryland. In a red and white ring are our fall heifer calves.
In your Milking Shorthorn senior yearling class, we've got two extremely nice heifers, but for me today, we're going to start with this heifer first. She does so on that femininity, the cleanliness of her hide, and a heifer that just shows me a little more daringness all the way throughout. But let's give both these heifers a round of applause.
Milking Shorthorn exhibitors, we're now ready to select our junior and reserve junior champion. Milking Shorthorn exhibitors, the results of the winter yearling class that just left the ring. Entry 707 was first. Daysland Acres Oak Naomi, starred by Wild Home Arnsman Oak, exhibited by Sherry Allball of Daysland Acres in Walkersville, Maryland. First and highest placing animal bred by exhibitor. Second, entry 4531, SS Lucky Strike Pumpkin, exhibited by Sage Grossnickel of Union Bridge, Maryland. Red and white summer yearlings to the ringside. Red and white summer yearlings.
Over here in your red and white ring and your fall heifer calf class, we got another nice class of calves here. It's this heifer leads out, though. I think she's a fairly handy winner for me. She's so stylish from the side. She's got that width and strength down through that chest, and that's where she's giving her the advantage of the way that width and the way she flexes her hock go over the calf here in second over third. It's just that cleanliness all the way throughout, that dairiness and cleanliness up through her head and neck to go over another powerful heifer here in third over fourth. I made a switch. Love the heifer in fourth from the side profile. Just like to widen her out and up through that chest, down through that front legs, and through her muzzle and back through her pins to get her any higher today. And she uses that side profile and that depth and openness and that fullness up through her crops to go over another nice big ribbed heifer here coming out in fifth. Congratulations.
Holstein red and white summer yearlings. In the east end of our arena, Mr. Kevin Doberreiner, our official judge for our Milking Shorthorns, will now select his junior and reserve junior champion heifers.
Well, I think we didn't have a great big show, but we had a show with a lot of quality. And there's six heifers out here in contention for junior champion. They're all balanced heifers. They're heifers that have great feet and legs. They're heifers that are feminine head and neck, and they're extremely, extremely functional heifers. I'm going to go out and I'm going to select your junior champion, your reserve, and your honorable mention in that order with some reasons to follow. Your junior champion today will be this summer yearling, a heifer that I think exemplifies everything you would want in a show heifer in this breed. A heifer that's extremely feminine, a heifer that travels around on a tremendous set of feet and legs, a heifer you admire that openness and width she possesses all the way through. She uses that advantage for me today in age over this first prize March calf, but a calf that I think fits the pattern with the first prize summer yearling quite well. She's wide chested, she's great legged. She shows me an outstanding amount of rib for this age of a calf. For me today, she does get over this your honorable mention calf on the way she handles those hind legs, particularly the angle and depth of her heel today. But let's give all these heifers another big round of applause.
Red and white exhibitors were ready for your spring yearlings. Red and white spring yearlings. Results of the fall calf. Entry number 763 was first and highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor, and the recipient of the special award presented by Mickey Barton of Mid-Atlantic Hoof Trimming, 2 entry 764 Pheasant Echoes Arzilla, sired by Farnier Architect, exhibited by Atlee Miller of Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland. Second to entry number 4505, Crez Hill Shalom, exhibited by Glamour View Farm of Walkersville, Maryland. Third to entry number 762, Cress Hill Sherma, exhibited by Bulldog Holsteins of Frederick, Maryland. Fourth to entry 764, Pheasant Echoes Arzella, exhibited by Atlee Miller, Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland. Fifth to entry 760, Flow Springs Tea Biscuit, exhibited by Alexis Arball of Arball's Flowing Springs in Westminster, Maryland. Sixth was entry 766, Mrs. Bashful D. Bell, exhibited by J.D. Brown II of Witching Hour Farm in Gretna, Virginia. Seventh to entry 765, Lenno Warrior, exhibited by Candace Collada of Lenno Farm in Thurmont, Maryland. Eighth to entry number 761, Holland View Ward Denala, exhibited by Lindsay Smith of Holland View Holsteins in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania.
Down here in your red ring, two different kind of heifers for me, but for me, I'm sticking with my pattern and logical placing here. This heifer that leads out in first, she's a July heifer. She's not the biggest heifer, but I prefer the way she tracks on those front legs and her fullness to her midsection to go over a tall, angular dairy heifer here coming out in second. Congratulations.
The results of the red and white Holstein Summer Yearling Heifer class. First went to entry 767, Woodbine Warrior Casey, highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class, Tricia Boyce of Woodbine Farms, and Jared Boyce in Easton, Maryland, recipient of the special award presented by Josh and Leanne Sanders. Second was entry 768, Pheasant Echoes Favric, exhibited by J.C. Miller of Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland.
For your junior best three in your Milking Shorthorns here, I think we've got two exceptional groups of heifers. But for me today, the group of heifers I'm going to start the class with, I do prefer the tidiness of their tailhead settings. They sit a little flusher down between the pins today, and their overall thorough settings. But taking nothing away from the excellent group in second.
The junior champion Milking Shorthorn was entry 897, Corstar MM Rasta. She's sired by BDF Marsh's Money, exhibited by Glamour View Farm of Walkersville, Maryland. Reserve junior champion was entry 687, Brand New Lottery Magic, sired by Innisfail Mega Lottery, exhibited by Katie Schultz, Jeffrey McKissick, and Shocking Genetics of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And our honorable mention, the best junior animal bred and owned by exhibitor, is entry 703, Quietness Money Cordelia, exhibited by Christopher Dixon of Quietness Farm in Whitehall, Maryland. The first place junior get of sire, Milking Shorthorn, was exhibited by Quietness Farm, and the second junior get was exhibited by Katie Stevens.
In your Milking Shorthorn, Milking Yearling class, we've only got one entry, but an exceptional cow in her own right. A cow fresh 26 days, a cow you admire that quality to her mammary system, a cow that will only get better with time. Let's congratulate this young lady.
red and white winter yearlings to the ringside, followed by fall yearlings. Then our junior and reserve junior champions will be selected.
In your Milking Shorthorn Junior 2-year-old class, a single entry, but a cow that wears an exceptional mammary system. A cow that you admire, the teat shape, size, placement, the venation on her rear udder. A cow that has a bright future.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to express our appreciation to Cosmopolitan, which is a leading dairy media outlet, which is here at ringside today. And as you see them walking around the ring, presenting those photos back to be distributed throughout the social media on the web, through the generous support of many contributors, businesses, and farms, have made it possible.
Down here in your red and white ring, just 3 entries here in your spring yearling class, but for me today, this heifer leads out. She does so fairly handily for me. She just uses that width down through her chest and up through her muzzle to go over another high style heifer here coming out second. Heifer in second over the heifer in third. Just prefer the way she tracks, more straighter when viewed from the rear, and a little less set to her hock over this big powerful heifer here coming out in third. Congratulations.
Red and white winter yearlings in the ring, followed by fall yearlings. Results of the spring red and white class that just left the ring. The recipient of the special award presented by Mickey Barton of Mid-Atlantic Hoof Trimming. To the first place summer yearling, entry number 767, Woodbine Warrior Casey. The spring yearling class that just left the ring, the recipient of the special award presented to the first place spring yearling, entry number 772, Oakland View Awesome Pearl, sired by Lucky Awesome, exhibited by Emily Hutchins of Oakland View Farms of Ridgely, Maryland. Highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor. Second to entry 771, Glad Ray K. Suduka, exhibited by Gary Browning III and Megan Browning of Bronside Farms in Finksburg, Maryland. Third to entry 773, Mrs. AOL Roses Are Red, exhibited by Hollandview Holsteins of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Red and white exhibitors, please bring your first and second place junior females to the ringside as we will select our junior and reserve junior champion. There are no fall yearling entries and there are only 2 winter yearlings currently in the ring.
In your senior 2-year-old class in the Milking Shorthorn show, we've got 3 entries, 3 exceptionally nice cows. But for me today, the cow that's going to win the class, she does so She uses that overall balance to her mammary system. I prefer the floor to her udder, the shape and size of her teat, the way the teat comes out of the floor of the udder, over the stylish cow coming out in second. The cow in second over the third. The cow in second just shows me a little more quality to that mammary system today. She's a little cleaner in congestion, but taking nothing away from the third place cow. Exceptional cow, a cow with a lot of width.
Milking Shorthorn exhibitors, the results of the Milking Foal yearling class. Entry 720, Shocking Wild Liberty, exhibited by Katie Schultz of Shocking Genetics, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, was first. There was one junior 2-year-old, she being Quietness Money Floral. Entry 712, exhibited by Quietness Farm, Whitehall, Maryland. The senior 2-year-olds that just left the ring. First was entry number 717, Daysland Acres N Fugo, sired by BDF Marsh's Money, exhibited by Katie Stevens of Daysland Acres in Frederick, Maryland, highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Second to entry number 715, Quietness Money Hamill, exhibited by Quietness Farm. Third to entry 716, Daysland Acres LB Drusilla, exhibited by Katie Stevens.
Just 2 entries in your red and white winter yearling class. But with that being said, I think we have a fairly logical placing for me. Heifer leads out in first. She's just wider up through that chest floor. She's deeper in that heart. She's deeper in that rib. Taking nothing away from this high style heifer here in second. We'll grant the heifer in second probably tracks out on a better set of feet and legs. But congratulations.
Red and white first and second place animals, please, so we can select our junior and reserve junior champions. Results of the red and white Holstein winter yearling class that just left the ring. Entry 775 was first. Sirens Altitude Salty, sired by Fardier Altitude, exhibited by Bulldog Holsteins of Frederick, Maryland, recipient of the Pheasant Echoes Farm Special Award. Second and highest placing animal bred by owner exhibitor in class. Entry 776, Derwin ASM Mischief, exhibited by Michaela Durr of Derwin Farm in New Windsor, Maryland. We're now ready to select our junior reserve junior champion, red and white Holstein.
Just a single entry here in your junior 3-year-old class of the Milking Shorthorn show, but a cow that wears a tremendous mammary system. You admire that length of forudder, the tidiness that it blends in with to the body wall. Let's give this young cow a round of applause.
The first place Milking Shorthorn Junior 3-year-old, highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Entry 718, Quietness Lucky Strike Neville, sired by Circle BA Lucky Strike, was exhibited by Christopher Dixon of Quietness Farm in Whitehall, Maryland. We have one senior 3-year-old to be followed by 4-year-old. As I was previously mentioning about Cosmopolitan, the show coverage and the annual dairy exhibitors meal are made possible by many generous donors, including Transova Genetics, Stalin Genetics, Steel Fire Firm, Cemex, Round Hill Brown Swiss, Premier Select Sires, Pheasant Echoes Farm, Palmyra Farm Cheese, Oakland View Farms, Chris and Carol Murray and Family, Mid-Maryland Dairy Veterinarians, Maryland Jersey Cattle Club, Maryland Ashar Breeders, Maryland Holstein Association, Maryland Brown Swiss Association, Kiefner Holsteins and Jerseys, Interstate Heifer Care, Glamour View Creamery, Emerald City Jerseys, Cold Brew Cattle Company, C.J. Miller and Brookside Farms.
Just a single entry in your senior 3-year-old milk and shorthorn class, but a cow that's recently fresh, a cow that you admire that strength she possesses. She's so wide from tip of her nose to the back to her rump, a cow that you truly admire the strength and substance. Another single entry, but a cow that you love the prettiness to her head and neck, a cow that's extremely feminine, a cow that you love the mammary system, a cow that's extremely symmetrical, extremely square in that udder today. Let's give this cow a round of applause.
The first place Milking Shorthorn 4-year-old, entry 727, Quietness Justice Cecily, sired by G12 Goldmine MD Justice, was exhibited by Chris Dixon of Quietness Farm in Whitehall, Maryland, highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who may have just joined us in the west end of the Cow Palace show ring here, Mr. Madison Fisher from Frostburg, Maryland and Gladhart Farms is about to select his junior and reserve junior champion red and white Holstein of our 2024 edition here at the Maryland State Fair.
In your 5-year-old class in Milk and Shorthorn show, single entry, but a cow that, boy, you wish there was 20 more in the class, because I think she could handle the vast majority of them. A cow that's extremely strong, a cow that travels around on a great set of feet and legs, and a cow for me that wears an exceptional mammary system. You admire the height, the width, and the capacity to her rear udder today. Let's give this cow a big round of applause.
Milking Shorthorn exhibitors in the barn, bring your first and second place senior females to the ringside. We only have one age cow. After we will select the senior and reserve senior champions, followed by grand and reserve grand. So bring your first and second place senior females to the ringside. Red and white exhibitors, after the junior and reserve junior champions of our heifer show is selected, we will do junior best 3 females and then start with the milking classes, milking yearlings 2, junior 2, senior 2, and so on.
In your Milking Shorthorn age cow class, we've got an exceptional cow to win the class, a cow that's recently fresh this summer, a cow that's ripped down, a cow you admire that cleanliness to her hide, and a cow that wears an exceptional mammary system.
Results of the Milking Shorthorn 5-year-old cow class preceding the age cow, which is in the ring. Entry 4503 was first. Mill Creek Blaine Sophia, sired by Eichler's Lirano Blaine, exhibited by Glamour View Farm. First place 6-year-old cow leaving the ring, entry 726. Wiseman Gianni Scherer, sired by G. Goldmine Presto Gianni, exhibited by Katie Schultz of Shocking Genetics in Chambersburg, Maryland, and Jeffrey McKessick.
Give these red and white exhibitors a round of applause. It's quite an impressive heifer show. For what it lacked in numbers, it made up in quality, taking nothing away from the heifers I dismissed. But these are the my 5 favorites from today's heifer show. I'll go out. I got your first place spring calf, your first and second place December calves, your first place fall calf, and your first place summer yearling. I'll go out and get you a champion or reserve and honorable mention, and whether you agree with me or not, greet them with a round of applause. Well, for me today, these two heifers, they're cut from the same mold. They're my kind of heifers. They're square. They're big ribbed. They're walk on a tremendous set of feet and legs. Just giving the advantage to the March calf today. She's got a little bit wider down through that chest floor, back through them pins, and she's got quite a bit more mass and fill to her midsection today than the December calf. December calf over your first place fall calf. That'll be your honorable mention. She's just harder in that loin through that pelvic arch region, more naturally full there, and just prefer the way she tracks on those set of rear legs. Congratulations.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the ringside, the junior champion red and white Holstein, entry number 4504, Mrs. Awesome Karma, sired by Lucky Awesome. Out of the cow, Mrs. Stop Corona, exhibited by Glamour View Farms of Walkersville, Maryland, and the recipient of the Premier Select Sires Special Award to our junior champion. Reserve junior champion is entry number 748, Pheasant Echoes T. Tiller, sired by Golden Oaks Tango, exhibited by Raylan Stamball of Pheasant Echoes in Westminster, Maryland. An honorable mention is entry 763, Pheasant Echoes Trick, also exhibited by Raylan Stamball of Pheasant Echoes in Westminster, Maryland. The reserve junior champion, also the recipient of the special award presented by Glamour View to the reserve junior champion heifer. Thank you. Our next red and white class will be junior best three females. In the east end of the show arena, Mr. Kevin Doberheimer will select, or is in the process of selecting, our senior and reserve senior champion, followed by grand and reserve grand.
Well, all these exhibitors deserve a big round of applause. We've got an excellent group of cattle out here in contention for grand champion of your Milking Shorthorn show. I'm going to go out, I'll select your grand champion, your reserve, and your honorable mention in that order with some reasons to follow. For me today, this 5-year-old should be your grand champion. She's a cow that, for me, takes this show quite handily. She's so square. She's so straight in her line. She's a cow that's extremely symmetrical in that mammary system. You admire the levelness of the floor of her udder, a cow that's extremely square and symmetrical in those hindquarters today. And for me, the senior 2-year-old will be a reserve grand champion following suit. Same style of cow, straight line, cows that are feminine, great feet and legs, very square rear uddered. She uses that shape to her rear udder to get over this first prize age cow for honorable mention. Let's give all these cows another big round of applause.
Down here in your red and white ring, just 3 groups in your junior best 3, but 3 very nice groups. These breeders should be proud. But with that being said, I think this group that's going to be first, they're a fairly handy winner for me today. They have your reserve junior champion and a couple other class heifers that did well in their class. Just cut from the same mold. Talk about uniformity and is what you like in a class, group class, and that's what you have here. They use that uniformity and dairyness and cleanliness of bones down through the hock to go over this group here in second. Second over third, it's just that hardness of tops and fullness of them midsections to go over another nice group here. Congratulations.
Red and white exhibitors, we're ready for your milking yearlings to be followed by junior 2-year-olds. The results of the red and white junior best 3 females. First to Pheasant Echoes of Westminster, Maryland. Second to Oakland View Farm. Third to Derwin. The first place red and white junior best 3 females, exhibited by Barn Stamball and Pheasant Echoes, was presented the special award by Matt Hallbaker of Interstate Heifer Care. Our senior champion, Milking Shorthorn, our first place 5-year-old cow, entry 4503, Mill Creek Blaine Sophia, sired by Eichler's Lariano Blaine, exhibited by Glamourview Farm of Walkersville, Maryland. Our reserve grand, a reserve senior champion, is entry 717, Daysland Acres N. Fugo, sired by BDF Marcia's Money, exhibited by Katie Stevens of Daysland Acres in Frederick, Maryland, best bred and owned female. Honorable mention, our first place age cow, entry 726, Wiseman Gianni Shear, exhibited by Katie Schultz, Jeffrey McKissick, and Shocking Genetics of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Our grand champion, Milking Shorthorn, of our 2024 show here at the Maryland State Fair, is our senior champion, entry 4503, Mill Creek Blaine Sophia, exhibited by Glamourview Farm. And our reserve grand champion is our reserve senior champion, entry 717, Daysland Acres N. Fugo, exhibited by Katie Stevens of Daysland Acres in Frederick, Maryland.
Just a single entry here in your red and white Milking yearling class. Young, very nice young cow, only fresh 8 days, but all the parts are there. Just like to give her a little bit more time. Congratulations.
Red and white junior 2-year-olds in the ring, please. The first place red and white milking fall yearling, entry 783, Big Guns and Zucchini, sired by Mr. Affection Analyst, exhibited by Alexis Arball of Arball's Flowing Springs in Westminster, Maryland, and recipient of a special award presented by Jason and Donna Myers of Windsor Manor Farm to our winning milking red and white fall yearling. Red and white junior 2-year-olds in the ring, please.
In your Milking Shorthorn produce here. For me, I'd like to give the advantage to the heifers. They're just a little more uniform for me today. They're cut from the same mold. They're both extremely hard top, stylish, feminine cows, but taking nothing away from these two milk cows here coming out in second.
Attention in the barns. There's a white Dodge pickup parked in front of the Maryland State Fair Muriel. Maryland tag number 3. E is in Edward, C is in Cat, 7213. Now, in previous years, when we have made announcements that your vehicle, if you don't move it, will be towed, we have already actually towed 6 vehicles during this fair. We're not joking anymore. You need to move that pickup so we can move the barriers, the concrete barriers. White Dodge pickup, Maryland 3, Edward Cat 7213. Milking Shorthorn produce of dam entries. First group was exhibited by Quietest Farm, second to Katie Stevens. In the ring now are our senior best 3 females. Our final class, if there are any entries, is our exhibitors herd. 5 head, 2 over 2 years of age, 2 under 2, 1 any age.
In your senior best 3-year-old of Milking Shorthorns, I do grant, I'm going to give this group on my right here the advantage today. They're just a little snugger in those attachments today. They're a little cleaner, more refined in those mammary systems. They show me a little more quality today, but taking nothing away from your second place group.
Results of the Milking Shorthorn Senior Best 3 females, bred and owned by exhibitor. First to Quietness Farm, second to Daysland Acres, Katie Stevens. Our final group entering the ring in the Milking Shorthorn division Our exhibitors herd, breeders herd, consists of 5 head, 2 over the age of 2, 2 under the age of 2, 1 can be any age. Our final class of our Milking Shorthorn show. We appreciate all of the exhibitors and herds people. Wish you the best of luck in the coming fall. Now for his final reasons, Mr. Kevin Doberreiter.
In your exhibitor herds, I feel like we're going to leave this the same way as we did in the best 3. It'll be the group on my right here. They added 2 exceptional calves that are cut from the same mold. They're straight calves, straight line, extremely hard topped. I do grant them the advantage in the thorough placement and mammary systems over this second place group. Let's give all these exhibitors of your Shorthorn show a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Doberreiter. To all you exhibitors, herds people, and owners and friends, thank you very much for participating in our show. Without your cooperation and assistance, it would not be possible, and we appreciate all that you do and wish you the best of luck in the coming shows in the fall. Certainly invite you back for 2025. The Milking Shorthorn Breeders Herd. First place was exhibited by Quietness Farm. The second to Daysland Acres, Katie Stevens. Red and white, please bring your senior 2-year-old entries to the ringside.
Down here in your red and white ring, 4 nice junior 2s out here. With that being said, I think we have a fairly handy winner for me. This cow, she just uses that dairiness and cleanliness throughout and that squareness to her rear udder to go over another nice young cow here in second. Second over third, it's that width of chest and that hardness up through her crops and fullness up through her, the lift to her chine to go over this really dairy cow coming out in third. Third over fourth, it is that dairiness and that drop and openness to her rear flank to take her over and bloom to her rear udder to go over another nice uddered cow here in fourth. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. We're now ready for your red and white senior 2-year-olds. The results of the junior 2-year-olds that just left the ring. Entry number 249 was first, Berlin Analyst Z7. She's sired by Mr. Affection Analyst, exhibited by Lincoln Mungold of Berlin Farm in New Windsor, Maryland. Highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor, the recipient of the special award presented by Chad Humboldt. Second in class was entry 789, Arb Flow Springs Movin' Navel, exhibited by Corey Black of Arball's Flowing Springs in Union Bridge, Maryland. Third to entry 785, North Effect Tease Me, exhibited by Caitlin Moser and Alex Lenhart of Woodsboro, Maryland. Fourth to entry 788, Locust Air Analyst Lucy, exhibited by Caitlin Tiemann of Quarryville, Pennsylvania. Coming in the ring now are our red and white Holstein senior 2-year-old entries. red and white junior 3-year-olds to the ringside.
Just 4 entries here in your red and white senior 2-year-old class. But with that being said, I think we have a fairly handy winner as this cow leads out. She's the most ready today. She's been fresh a little longer than the cow in second, but she's cleaner down through that thigh and down through that bone in her hock. Taking nothing away from this recently fresh cow that'll be a second here. Just like to clean her up a little bit, give her a little bit more depth and openness to both her fore and rear rib to get any higher today. And she uses that fullness to her rear udder, the levelness to her udder floor, and the way she tracks to go over this great big framed cow that'll be third over fourth. Just cow in fourth. She's been fresh since December. Just like to see her fresh a little more, milked off a little bit more and fresh sooner, more bloom to her udder. Congratulations.
We're now ready for your junior red and white 3-year-olds. Results of the senior 2-year-old class that just left the ring. Recipient of the special award presented by Earhart Farms. To our winning senior 2-year-old, entry 452, Sutton Eden's Envy. She's sired by Mr. Affection Analyst, exhibited by Jillian Sutton, Kemar, Maryland. Highest placing animal, bred by exhibitor in class. Second to entry 794, Jeff Marjordy Maisie, exhibited by Corey Black of Arballs Flowing Springs in Union Bridge, Maryland. Third to entry 795, North Effect J. Cougar, exhibited by Caitlin Moser and Alex Lenhart of Woodsboro, Maryland. Fourth to entry 793, Derwin Analyst Maggie, exhibited by Gary Durr, Dusty Durr of Derwin Farm of New Windsor, Maryland. Coming in the ring are junior 3-year-olds. Red and white senior 3-year-olds to the ring. We only have 2 juniors.
Just 2 entries here in your red and white junior 3-year-old class. But today for me, this cow leading out, she's just more ready today. She's cleaner in her hide. She's cleaner in her bone. She's more dairy all the way throughout her frame than this extremely powerful big rear udder cow that's second. Just like to clean this cow in second up and give her some more depth and drop and openness to that rear flank today. Congratulations.
Red and white exhibitors, as our senior 3-year-olds come in, naturally they'll be followed by 4-year-olds. There are no 5-year-olds. So after the 4-year-old class, have your age cows here. And there are no long-time production class. The results of the junior 3-year-old class, recipient of the special award presented by Joe and Amy Leslie of Bull Creek Boarding to entry number 799, Oakland View Awesome, sired by Luck E. Awesome, exhibited by Natalie Yaus of Oakland View Farm in Ridgely, Maryland, and highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Second was entry number 800, Pheasant Echoes Eileen, exhibited by Atlee Miller, Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland. Third to a entry 467, Locust Air Warrior Mila, exhibited by Rachel Frank. We have 3 senior 3-year-olds.
Just 4 entries here in your red and white senior 3-year-old class, all 4 shapes and sizes, stages of lactation. You could flip-flop this top pair either way if you wanted. I wouldn't argue, but the way I see him today, the cow leading out in first, she's only fresh 2 weeks. I just prefer her hardness to her loin. I prefer the way she handles her rear legs when she's on the move, and the quality and the to the left side of the rear udder today over this ultra dairy cow in second over third. It's that bloom and that dairiness and that fullness to her, openness and depth of rib to go over another cow here in third over fourth. It's just that fullness and the more bloom to her rear udder and her width down through her chest. Congratulations.
Red and white exhibitors, bring your 4-year-olds in the ring. Results of the senior 3-year-olds. The special award was presented by Wayne and Cindy Savage of Savage Lee to the first place senior 3-year-old, entry 802, Pheasant Echoes Anna Diana, sired by Analyst, exhibited by Trinity Miller, Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland. Highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Second to entry 805, Oakland View Unstoppable, sired by Riverdown Unstoppable, exhibited by Oakland View Farms in Ridgely, Maryland. Third to entry number 804, KC Blue Star Mackenzie, exhibited by Kevin Ford, Blue Star Farm in Whitehall, Maryland. Fourth to entry 467, Locust Air Warrior, exhibited by Rachel Frank.
Just one entry here in your red and white 4-year-old class, but cow you got to admire for her squareness of frame or width back through those pins. Tracks out on a beautiful set of feet and legs, and has a good memory system to go with it. Congratulations.
Exhibitors, there are no 5-year-olds, so bring your age cow entries in the ring. There are also no long-time production entries. So upon the conclusion of our age cow class, we will select our senior and reserve senior champions, followed by grand and reserve grand of their show. The first place 4-year-old cow, recipient of the special award, presented by Leaseway Holsteins, to entry number 809, Oakland View Warrior. She's sired by Mr. Blondin Warrior, exhibited by Natalie Yaus of Oakland View Farms in Ridgely, Maryland. Red and white Holstein age cows. Red and white age cows to the ring, please. Herdsman, you can be getting your first and second place senior females to the ringside so we can select our senior and reserve senior champions, and then grand and reserve grand.
Just 2 entries here in your red and white H-Cow class. 2 different stages of lactation, same number of calves, but this cow leading out in first. She's only fresh a month with her 5th calf. Just prefer the squareness to her rear udder, the levelness to her udder floor, and she's more mobile as she moves around the ring than this ultra dairy big ribbed cow here coming out second. Congratulations.
We're now ready to select our senior and reserve senior champion. So please have those animals lined up in age order and move them in the ring. The first place age cow, recipient of the special award presented by the Arball family of Arball Flowing Springs Farm, to entry number 811, Pheasant Echoes Wrangler. She's sired by Incredible, exhibited by Byron Stamball of Pheasant Echoes Farm in Westminster, Maryland, and of course highest placing animal bred and owned by exhibitor in class. Second to entry 4507, Colquado Apple Brandy, exhibited by Glamourview Farm of Walkersville, Maryland.
give these red and white exhibitors a round of applause. This is quite a group of cows out here. Everyone knows me as a Jersey guy. Actually, the first calf I ever showed was red. So my roots run deep with the red cattle. Always worked for first calf. My dad actually sold her. Never got to show her after she won the first show I showed her at. He sold her to a guy who used to exhibit at this exact fair, Richard Green. Sorry, gonna be a little emotional, but through high school, college, I worked for others. People that are like my second family. They had red cattle. Chris and Jen, they taught me a lot. One of the first ever heifers I owned that was pulled out, junior champion or honorable mentioner reserve at Madison, was a red and white fall calf. I owned her with a guy named Michael Heath. Bought her in the Maryland State Sale. A lot of history with red cattle. But I'll go out. I pulled out my 4 favorites, taking nothing away from the others. We have your first place junior 2, your first place senior 2, your first place junior 3, and your first place age cow. I'll go out, I'll get you a champion, a reserve, and honorable mention. Follow with some reasons. Whether you agree with me or not, give these exhibitors a round of applause. For me today, it's fairly handy. This cow might not be ready. She might be a little thick-hided. She's just fresh a month, but 8 years old, 5 calves, wears a mammary system as good as she has, and gets around the ring like a kitten. It was fairly handy for me when she come in. I think the cow that most follows her for reserve is your first place junior 3-year-old, the cow you have to admire for that incredible rear udder and that width back through that pins. And it's the length of fore udder and the way she the width of chest and the drop and openness to her forerib to go over this square rear uddered junior 2 that'll be your honorable mention. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Before I announce the senior reserve senior champion, all those vehicles that are parked on the east side of the Cow Palace, inside of the barriers, you need to move your cars. All of the vehicles on the east side of the Cow Palace, the north half that's parked inside those barriers, you need to move your cars ASAP. Results indicate that our senior champion, the recipient of the special award presented by Premier Select Sires, is entry number 811, Pheasant Echoes Wrangler. She's sired by Incredible, exhibited by Byron Stamball of Pheasant Echoes in Westminster, Maryland. Our reserve senior champion is entry 799, the recipient of the special award presented by Triple Hill Sires to Oakland View Awesome. She's sired by Luck E. Awesome, exhibited by Natalie House of Oakland View Farms in Ridgely, Maryland.
You brought your junior champion back out here, but I'm going to stick with these 3 cows. They're going to be your grand champion, your reserve, and honorable mention. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Byron Stamball and Pheasant Echoes Farm. Entry 811, Pheasant Echoes Wrangler, our senior and grand champion of our show, and the recipient of the Premier Select Sire Special Award And our reserve senior and reserve grand is entry number 799, Oakland View Awesome, exhibited by Natalie House of Oakland View Farms and the recipient of the special award presented by Triple Hill SARS. Our first class will be our group class Produce of Dam, Dam and Daughter, Best 3 Females, Breeders' Herd. Red and white exhibitors may be bringing their Dam and Daughter entries on into the ring and setting them up. Do we have any dam and daughter entries? If not, bring a produce in. Dam and daughter entries. Bring them in the ring. If we don't have any, produce of dam. For those of you in the barns who'll be here tomorrow morning, Stan the man in the food booths will be open for breakfast at 7 o'clock. Breakfast will be ready for those of you who intend to participate in the All Products food booth parallel to the Cow Palace. Will be open at 7 o'clock.
Just 3 entries here in your dam and daughter class, but with that being said, I think we have a fairly logical placing for me. This pair leading down first does so on their dairyness and cleanliness all the way throughout, and they're very uniform group. Second over third, it is just that fullness to their midsections and that hardness of tops to go over another ultra dairy group here in third. Congratulations.
Red and white, senior best 3 females. Results of the dam and daughter class. Special award presented by CJ and Tanya Miller to Oakland View Farms. Second to Derwin Farms, and third to Kevin Ford. Senior best 3 females in the ring, please.
Just 2 entries here in your senior best 3 class. It's a shame there's not more. 2 really good groups. This group in second, I don't ever tell anyone you were last. Tell them you were second, because there definitely would be some below you, I would say, if there was more out here. But given the advantage to the cows in first over the cows in second, they're just harder in that loin, more natural arch to their pelvic region for me. And they got your champion cow. She carries the group fairly handily for me. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. The results of the red and white senior best 3 females first went to Barney Stamball and family of Pheasant Echoes in Westminster, Maryland. Second to Natalie Yous and Oakland View Farm. We're now ready for your breeders or exhibitors herd. 5 head, 2 over 2, 2 under 2, 1 any age. The first place best 3 females was the recipient of the special award presented by Locust Air Farm in memory of Gary Durr. Kenny, don't leave.
Just 3 entries here in your exhibitors herd group. And you just thank the exhibitors for having me out here to judge the show. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to coming back tonight and tomorrow. But this group at first, they just used that uniformity and the width and openness all the way through to go over this ultra dairy group in second. Second over third, it is that dairiness and cleanliness of all the animals in the group. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Barney Stamball and family and Pheasant Echoes Farm. First place exhibitors herd. Premier breeder and premier exhibitor at the 2024 Maryland State Fair. Pheasant Echoes Farm, Westminster, Maryland. The special award for the breeders herd presented to Pheasant Echoes by Parker and Patrick Welsh of Rocky Mountain Holsteins. Second to Natalie Yous and Oakland View Farms. and third to Arbaugh's Flowing Springs. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our Red and White Holstein show here at the 143rd Maryland State Fair. On behalf of the staff, officers and directors, congratulations to all of you winners and those of you who have participated. We appreciate your cooperation in bringing your fine animals here to make our show as successful as it can be. Best wishes to all of you in the upcoming shows in the fall, and certainly invite you back for 2025. This concludes showing here this afternoon. You're all invited back to the traditional Maryland Holstein 3-year futurity, which will begin here in this arena at 7 o'clock, culminating with the coronation of Miss Futurity 2024. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you very much, and we enjoyed having you here at Maryland State Fair.